Welcome to Mic Drop. I'm just kidding. This is UnInfluenced. Gotcha, bitch.
Welcome to Drop Mic.
Yeah. We should name it the Drop Mic. I'm going to see how long I can go without cussing. But we will talk about, we got a new sponsor today.
That's right.
Yeah. We got a sponsor. We're going to roll a clip, and then we're going to talk about the product just a little bit. This ain't going to be a sales pitch. We're going to talk about the product a little bit later. But right now, run that shit.
What are the two key components for canine success? That's effective training and proper nutrition. Fueled by Team Dog brings those two components to your family and best friend. The perfect nutritional balance that results in a higher mental acuity, energy, overall vitality, and even an improved appearance. Every product you will find in my company's store was born from the battlefield and not from the boardroom. Let my life's work help you become your dog's hero.
So we'd like to welcome Fueled by Team Dog. And
that's right.
It was a hard decision to accept them as part of the show because
as shifty of a organization and outfit as they are,
especially the marketing side.
Yeah.
Guys, something's wrong with that guy.
The owner's a real prick.
Yeah, the owner's a prick. Pain in the ass.
That's right.
Some of the topics we're going to get into today. Dave Chappelle special. I did finally finish that yesterday. I do want to talk a little bit about it. We're going to talk about the Saturday morning breakfast run.
That's right.
And I'm going to send Zohan a clip of some of it. And then talk about Colin Powell. You see that shit?
Mm-mm.
He died today.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear that. I've been head in the clouds a little bit today, just with
all the shit
half personal, half business. Nothing bad, just doing shit that needed to get done. So I haven't turned the fucking TV on or really looked at my phone at all. It took me 20 minutes to respond to your goddamn message. So
yeah.
That I was late being here.
Yeah,
because of the shit that I was doing. So
this is actually being recorded Thursday after the show. He was so late. So after y'all watch this is when it's being recorded.
Yeah, Zohan superimposed me after the fact, but before the episode. So does that make sense?
Science.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get into that real quick. So Colin Powell died today, 84 years old.
Did it say why?
Fully vaccinated, died from COVID complications.
Really?
While being fully vaccinated.
Huh.
Matt, didn't he have cancer as well?
I don't know.
Didn't he have underlying cancer problems?
That'd be overlying, Zohan, not underlying.
Whoops, my bad.
All the reports on it right now are very, very shifty. Even if you go to CNN, because I was like, okay, so he's been vaccinated, still died from COVID complications. Surely CNN's going to talk about it and defend the vaccines.
Yeah, my guess is they just won't bring it up.
Dude, it's seriously every channel or every outlet I looked at, it explains it. It says the family says he was fully vaccinated. They have records of him being vaccinated and died from COVID complications. And then it goes into his resume of what all he did.
Huh.
And those of you that don't know, that dude he was a beast in the war room.
Yeah. He was instrumental in the first Gulf War, him and Schwarzkopf. I've met Schwarzkopf. I've not met Colin Powell, but both, I think iconic and instrumental figures during the first Gulf War. I do think both of them, once they were out, got more political than I wish generals would. I have mixed feelings on it. I mean, I get, and I can see a level of importance that exists with former higher up military figures getting into politics. My issue with it, obviously to each their own, but it just seems like it always turns political, which I know probably seems oxymoronic, but I would like to see military figureheads like that get into politics. I'm going to do my cursory sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, I got COVID-19, I guess.
No, you got the 17.
I got cold-19. That's what I had. Developed in Beijing, maybe. Anyway, I wish that they would get into politics and not be political about it. Like I wish that they would just use their experience and their perspective apolitically, and that doesn't seem to happen. It's like they pick a side and tend to run with it for the most part. At least that's what it seems like. Now, granted, to caveat that with the fact that it's not like I've paid attention to either one of them with every decision they've made or every speech that they've done or book that they've written or interview that they've been a part of. I have not, but kind of synopsizing both of their perspectives and angles, if you will, politically, once they retired and then got into some political circles. Colin Powell certainly more than Schwarzkopf, but Schwarzkopf did have his moments. I wish that they would leave the political side out of it and just use their fucking experience for advisory type stuff. But I don't know.
Mike, I have a quick question for you.
I have an even faster answer.
So, could there be
No,
there could. So, could there be like fiscal or monetary purposes where they went with a political party instead of being apolitical? Or what's kind of your take on that?
Are you asking, do they get into it for the money?
Yeah.
Well, of course they do.
Okay.
Your military retirement is worth about 2 squirts of piss, maybe 1.5. And so, yeah, I mean, and I don't blame them for wanting to be successful post-military career. I mean, I've done the same thing, and I think everybody should. It's, I think, human nature to take whatever your life experiences are and use them to the best of your ability. I mean, everybody does that. You know, the tricky part with the military is there's not typically a huge transfer over as it relates to the skill sets and things that you learn outside of basic tenets of leadership or certain skill sets like mechanics or doctors or whatever, which are a relatively small portion of the military population. Is that there is a lot of people that have a very specific skill set that doesn't really apply to anything other than doing that as a contractor. And so, especially when you take a guy, unlike me, I spent 12 and a half years, so I got out at 30. I've got my whole adult life ahead of me, basically, whereas if you're a 4-star fucking general and you have 39 years in the military, like you're already past the age of retirement for a lot of industries, or you're goddamn sure not going to walk into some brand new industry and apprentice under somebody and start all over as a guy in your 50s or whatever. So it's a little more difficult for them, I think, to do anything other than write books and do speaking engagements and be political advisors and get into politics. So I understand the driving force behind it. But to your question, and obviously it was not a fast answer, is yes, that the money is a driving factor. No two ways about it.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, money runs everything. I got a friend that says money runs pussy.
It does.
Yeah.
Ask your nearest pimp, Zohan. Speaking of which,
ask Matt.
Are you a virgin, Zohan? You don't want to answer that?
No. This is an awkward question.
What's awkward about it?
It's an awkward question.
See how easy that was?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's pretty. I would hope it's obvious that you guys aren't, but
I am.
I'll leave it up to y'all's imagination.
Oh, you definitely are then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Yeah.
I just like making you uncomfortable. That's all it is.
Oh, I know
if you haven't ever tried to get your fucking thumb knuckle past a chick's fucking, yeah, you're still a virgin. It don't make you a bad person.
What else you got, Zohan?
Question wise?
Yeah. Or do you want to tag team it?
What, tag team him?
Yeah. Zohan, come over here for a minute.
Yeah.
I think I dropped something under the coffee table. Can you come check?
Yeah. So I know I did take his virginity today in one thing.
Is that right?
Dave Chappelle.
You have never fucking seen Dave Chappelle?
No, I've watched a few of his comedies. I'm personally more of like a John Mulaney type comedian. I love the
Yeah, he's a douche. Now I know who you're
John
talking
Mulaney.
about. He is a douche.
Love John Mulaney. Love Kevin Hart, but I have never really gotten into Dave Chappelle so much.
Yeah,
he was into it pretty good today.
Oh, that was fucking funny.
Yeah,
so
that was hilarious.
I showed him those are just two of the things that I think the Clayton Bigsby deal, and then I'm not going to say what family it is, but where he's a milkman.
yeah.
So I showed him those two skits, and those are, to me, and those were done in 2003.
Yeah.
So
how the times have changed.
Yeah. So I looked that up, and I'm showing him this, and I said, these are the reason people wanted Dave Chappelle to do more stand-up and stuff like this. And then he goes and does stuff, which to me, I think is reeled back from where he used to be in 2003.
Yeah.
And,
oh, big time it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, from the Clayton Bigsby to his, what is it, The Closer? Is that what this one was called? I think so. The Closer. Two totally different guys.
If you were to watch them in succession, The Closer, I think, makes him seem like a shell of his old self. And it's absolutely a byproduct of the society that we have become. To me, like the whole point of a joke is that it's a fucking joke. Mm-hmm. And when people can't take a joke, when they want people to lose their job and be fired and essentially impact or lose their livelihood because they said something that hurt their feelings, then to me, that I don't know of a better example that exists that makes our society really reveal itself in terms of how incredibly fucked up we are.
Yeah.
Collectively. The really respectful thing, I think, that my hat is fucking off to Netflix. I mean, they've fumbled before on several occasions, but in this case, I guess one of their employees staged or tried to organize a trans walkout. Yeah. Did you hear that? And they fired him or them, whoever it was, him, her, I don't know who it was, Z.
Yeah.
They got fired, which I think is fucking awesome. Not because, anything other than that they got a taste of what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Which I think is important. It's not that I think somebody getting fired is awesome. I think the fact that if you're going to try to do something to somebody and then you have that done to you as kind of a, eye for an eye kind of thing, I think that's a really good place to start for our society to try to reach back, grab a hold of the base of your neck and pull your head out of your ass, because I think that's where we're at. And it's nice to see at least one company with enough balls to do something like that.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. For one, it sucks they, he, she, whatever, lost their job. But look what you were trying to do. This ain't Jerry Maguire. Yeah. Calm down. Don't grab the goldfish. Say, who's coming with me? Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And Dave Chappelle explains it very well. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I only watched half the special at first. And then I watched an interview about the special. And keep in mind, I didn't shut it off because I was offended. I shut it off because I was fucking tired and went to sleep. And then I watched an interview about it. And then I asked Mike, who had already watched the whole thing. I was like, did you realize this was a tribute to one of his friends? Mike was like, yeah, did you not see the end? And I was like, no. So I watched the end yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's really eye-opening how he explains everything. He said, if you can sit back, maybe this was another interview, but if you can sit back and have never said a bad thing about anybody, then you can sit there and bitch.
Yeah.
But I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, Indian, don't want to leave you out, trans, gay, lesbian. The problem is the LGBTQWXY plus. Now they even get a plus. I mean, I'm just so confused. We get it. You're gay, you're lesbian. To me, that should be it. You're covering it all. But everyone, I've heard some of you people, and I say it, you people, say some of the worst shit I've ever heard anybody say about a straight person, a woman.
Yeah.
But yet this guy tells a joke, which that's what it is. It's a joke, a comedy special.
Yeah.
And people are getting offended about it. It's not like he's like, hey, this is real life. This is what should happen.
Yeah.
And he goes back on everything he's saying and says, oh, that's a joke. I was just bullshitting. I didn't do that. And it's, what was it? The one where he's talking about that dude he beat up in like Houston or something like that. I beat this dude up. Come to find out it was a gay woman.
Yeah.
And I mean, then at the end, he's like, I was just bullshitting.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's a joke. But you take Dave Chappelle back in 2003, and I was showing Zohan, I was like, look at behind him. He's talking about white people. He's bashing white people left and right. In the crowd behind the man, you could see one black person and the rest was white people laughing their ass off about being made fun of.
Yeah.
Because they can take jokes.
It's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that is one observation is like now the only culturally acceptable group of people left that you can pick on are white people.
Yeah.
That generally find it funny. I mean, that to me, there is a bit of irony to that, is that like the only motherfuckers that can actually still take a joke are white people.
The racists.
Yeah.
I can take a joke.
But like that's it. I mean, like, collectively, socially, it's like any other group of people. And if you're straight and white, and especially a straight white male,
yeah,
dude, nobody gives a fuck what you think about anything.
No.
And they don't care if you're offended. They don't care if you get your head cut off. They don't care if, I mean, by and large, like you don't get a right to bitch about anything. But back to the point of the special is that, the one thing that I like the way he ended it, but there was one part that I think that if it were me, that I would have said that I think would help out if you're trying to get that point across, which is, he's like talking about punching down on somebody.
Yes.
He was like, he was basically, I'm paraphrasing, but he was basically saying, that the trans or the LGBTQ community tends to punch down on everybody else that doesn't agree with their and their opinion. And he said, I won't punch down on you. How about you stop punching down on my people? And to me, that's a missed opportunity to say, how about everybody stop punching down on everybody?
Yeah.
Because like if there's any group of people that, your feelings are just dismissed, or, nobody gives a fuck what you think, like that, nothing builds resentment and pisses people off and makes it impossible to move forward than singling out any group of people and doing that to them.
Yeah.
Like if you want to not piss people off, then you have to take that same rule that you want done to you, and you have to apply that to everybody. I mean, which it's the simple fucking golden goddamn rule. Like, it's nothing new. Like, if you don't want people to fucking, verbally bash you, then don't do it to other people either. And I also think the adage of, you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar is very, very apt here. Is that like if the cause is to get a level of respect, or to be, left alone, or to not be fucked with or whatever, you can start by not being a total fucking asshole about everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good way to start, because it's easy to hate an asshole.
Yeah, that's why people hate me.
That's why nobody likes me.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking assholes. Yeah, that's 100% correct. I mean, Punchy, what she said, his friend that passed away, for those of you that have seen it, if you haven't,
Spoiler alert, turn your shit off for like 5 minutes. It's about a trans woman who's a friend of his. That's who the special's dedicated to. And the funniest part's where he said, when he killed himself, he said, because he had to be a man. That shit's just funny as fuck. That and the talking to the I don't remember if it was if it was the son or daughter of this person, but when he's like, I knew your father, and he was a damn good.
He was a damn good woman. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the way he does that, and people don't understand, his comedy is just that. I mean, it's just he's not punching down like the person's sister said.
Yeah,
he's punching straight across at everybody. Yeah. That's how it used to be. Not Kevin Hart, Chris Rock. Chris Rock used to get up there, and I mean, it was white bashing, Hispanics, everybody,
and
even black people.
He'd even bash on black people too, and that's what I mean. Like, if you're going to bash on people,
look at Richard Pryor.
Bash on everybody. Yeah,
that motherfucker was crazy.
Yeah, either everybody or nobody.
Yeah, the kings of comedy.
Yeah,
and that's what I was telling Zohan and showing him. I said, I think we're at a good place right now. The way Netflix sat there and backed him, I think we're starting to see, and the way people are starting to go against this COVID stuff, I think we're starting to see the tide.
I hope so.
And I don't think it's going to be a right now thing, but I think we're getting momentum to where people are like, you know what, enough is enough.
Yeah.
We bowed down. We got rid of statues that are history. We got rid of fucking comedy specials, movies you can't watch anymore, TV shows. All this shit is our culture that got us to where we are today. But the problem is, if we get rid of it all, we're just going to go backwards. Everybody knows the saying. We've said it over and over. Those who erase history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, if this starts a wall to start reversing the trend that we've been seeing, where people are standing up and saying, no, I paid this dude a lot of fucking money. I'm not canceling it. Fuck, we previewed it. We thought it was great, and what he's doing is good.
Yeah.
do it to more shit. If you don't like it, it's just as simple as, you know what, this shit sucks. Like I was watching a movie the other day. I texted you. I was like, this shit's funny as fuck. 10 minutes later, I was like, and this shit's stupid. And I turned it off.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you that it sucked. But I didn't fucking go on, fuck this, and go on fucking everywhere I could and write a bad review on them.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I don't care. Fucking stop it. You don't like our show? Up at the top corner, there's this X.
Yeah.
Close out of that motherfucker.
Yep.
It's just as much effort as your thumb down there, your dumbass comments.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's with every fucking show there is. Shut the fuck up. You're not entitled to fucking give me your opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
well, you can. But,
I mean, you are. It's just, to me, I agree in that, like, I'm trying to think of a time I've ever thumbs downed anything or left a fucking shitty comment.
I've thumbed down one. I bitched one time in public, and it was at Waffle House.
Yeah.
Not this Saturday when I went to Waffle House, but I went to a Waffle House that was so shitty. I took my time. After I ate, it was so shitty, I left a fucking bad review.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, I went back to this same Waffle House a couple months later, and the food was great. The staff, it was all the staff. It wasn't the food. It wasn't Waffle House. But I explained it all in my review. The next time I go back, fucking everything was great. And I went in and I edited my review, and I put, okay, last time this shit sucked, blah, blah, blah. This time they fixed everything. And it ain't because of my fucking review. They were having a bad fucking day.
Well, you never know. Maybe they took that shit to heart.
Maybe they did. They was like, this dude spent $17. We're going to fix this.
Yeah.
I tipped a lady $100 at Waffle House the other day.
Is that right?
Dude, we go in. I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
We're there. We go in. Fuck Waffle House. If any of you people are on a budget with a family, go eat at Waffle House. Their prices haven't gone up. For me and her to eat, it was $17.86 or some shit.
Damn.
Fucking cheap as shit. But there was a cook there, and they were shift change. Everybody was walking out being assholes to them, fucking bitching. I want this. I want this. It's like, dude, in this day and age, we know where we live. Everything's fucking understaffed.
Yeah.
They're coming up apologizing to us. I don't give a fuck. You going to get my food here? Yeah, okay, we're cool then. Just don't let this glass get empty, and if you think you are, just bring me 2 of them.
Yeah.
And told the lady that, and she was like, okay, cool. And she was on her shit, and I could hear the people behind her just giving her shit.
Yeah.
I told you I wanted ketchup. Okay, she brings ketchup. Where's my Tabasco? And, bitch, you never asked for that. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, just being an asshole.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck it. And we tipped her $100. But, and I do that from time to time. I know you do as well. But, yeah, man, you people take care of your fucking wait staff, especially right now.
Yeah, no shit.
Them people are busting their ass. They're understaffed everywhere. Thanks, Obama. You always blame him. Everybody blames Trump still.
Thanks, Biden.
Yeah, thanks, Biden. But, yeah, so Dave Chappelle special. If y'all haven't seen that, I recommend you watch it. If you can't stand Dave Chappelle, go back and watch Clayton Bigsby. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Talked about Colin Powell. Fuck it. Let's get in. Let's talk a little bit about, so y'all saw the sponsorship, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a while. What made you decide to say fuck it and do your own snacks and dog food and everything you've come up with? It's more than just snacks and dog food too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, so every product that I have, which at this point there are crates, like super heavy duty crates for, active dogs that chew their way out, or if you are putting it on a side by side and bouncing around, whatever you want, a durable heavy duty crate. That's what that's for. Is that all the other crates that I had tried, didn't provide the level of build quality that I wanted and needed for dogs that were a pain in the ass. Collars, leashes, same exact thing. Is that each product that I have, so there's crates, collars, leashes, treats, a supplement line, and food. In every case, it's because what I wanted specifically and to exact specifications didn't exist, and just from at this point, it's over 20 years of working with, working dogs of a lot of different capacities, but, doing it professionally solely as my, way to earn a living over the last, about 13 years now. I've been through a lot of these products, every crate, every collar, every leash, every type of food, fucking treats, you name it. And, there are always things where I was like, well, if this was mine, I would change this, and this and whatever. And so with every product that they're really born out of, kind of a necessity or a desire to want to change and almost, kind of combine a lot of different products that I liked certain things about or whatever. And so with the food and treats, and specifically now that, from a sponsorship standpoint, the Team Dog stuff is that what happens a lot of times with dog food, and this is something, some of you may know, maybe a lot of you don't, but there's, a handful or there's a couple of really big manufacturers that own most brands. And so their formulas are all pretty fucking similar, and they're not great. They have a lot of fillers and bullshit in them. Over the years, and I'd say the first brand was Canaday. Some of you may have heard of that. This was back in like 05 when I was feeding it, 04, 05 maybe. It was a really, really good food because it was an independent or indie brand type of scenario where this small company had made this really good food, and myself and all my other dog colleagues were feeding it and having great results. Fast forward a couple of years, and then Diamond comes in and buys them out, and now appropriates the formula but changes it. Now you're still buying that brand, but it's a totally different food, and it went to shit, and then a lot of people stop feeding it if they're really paying attention. Same thing happened with Timberwolf Organics, Nature's Variety. There's a number of other brands that fall into that same category. And so it's always been a challenge. Victor, which is even made here in Mount Pleasant, Texas, same thing. It was a great food. I recommended it to everybody on my online training and forums, fucking professionally, you name it. And then a Brazilian company came in, bought them out, changed the formula, and a bunch of dogs were getting bloat and fucking up on it and whatever. Anyway, I wanted to stop that fucking hamster wheel of bullshit. And so I spent a couple of years, kind of working with two different manufacturers, and then ultimately going with one over the other, which is where we're at now. But they gave me the flexibility to basically design my own formula, both in ingredients, where they're sourced, the ratios, fat, protein, etc., and gave me that autonomy to really have a customized formula. And so I tried that and tweaked it a little bit over a period of time to kind of beta test it on all my own dogs, on the Warrior dogs, etc., and got to a point where it was really dialed in. And so that's kind of where it's born out of. Treats, the same thing, is that if you go to Petco or PetSmart, most treats have fucking glycerin and corn syrup solids and wheat starch and all this other bullshit in it. The dogs really aren't meant to eat. And all of our treats are basically, if you take whatever the protein source is, if it's the salmon bites, they just take salmon, chunk it up, dehydrate it, and that's it. That's all that's in it. And that's all of our treats. There are no bullshit. And same with the supplements. We have a digestive formula, a hip and joint formula, and a skin and coat formula. And I give all of our dogs all three of those in conjunction with the dry food. We've got two different formulas, as well as two different protein blends, which is there's a salmon and herring protein blend, and you can get it in 30 protein, 25 fat, or 26 protein and 20 fat for more normal pet dogs. And then we've got a chicken and sweet potato formula in that same 30, 25, or 26, 20. So it's basically four different formulas you can choose from, which for right now is what we're going to roll with. We may add a more exotic protein formula in those same two blends here, maybe early next year. But with all of these products, they're because I give a shit selfishly about all of the dogs. I mean, we've got 30 dogs in the Warrior Dog Foundation, 32 actually, as well as all the protection dogs that I sell, all the police prospects, my personal dogs, the food that I recommend for all my online training clients, customers, and what have you, is that I want to be able to provide what I know is the best thing that within reason we can formulate to provide for all stop or one-stop shop, all encompassing for as many dogs as possible. There are always going to be your outliers, dogs with kidney issues that can't have that high of protein, or something like that they have a medical need for a very, very specific blend that kind of falls more into the niche category, which that's not where we're at right now. But I would say 98% of all dogs out there will thrive and do very, very well on one of those 4 formulas. So it's really born out of necessity. I just got tired of getting all my dogs on a good food, and then they secretly get bought out, and all of a sudden I see the dogs falling apart and losing weight, and their hair looks like shit and whatever. And I will say, every fucking dog that I have under the umbrella that is Tricos and Team Dog gets fed my food, treats, supplements, the whole gamut. We are 100% not one of those companies like, some other bigger industries that you see where, they sell a product, but that family doesn't eat or drink that shit. We use it exclusively. So I stand behind it 100%.
Yeah. My dogs, I have 2 dogs that are very, very, I wouldn't say they're picky. They'll eat any fucking thing I put out for them, but their stomachs, they're very sensitive stomachs, and they can take I believe I'm doing the salmon formula. Yeah, because they're allergic to not his chicken, but all chicken for some reason. And I run all your treats. I do need to try the skin and coat stuff. I want to try that. But I personally, I buy all the stuff, and I mean, we're really good friends, and he's like, no, just let me know what you need. No, I go online because I want the customer experience. That way, if something's fucked up, I can look at him and tell him, hey, dude, this is fucked up. Yeah. And some of you guys will, if y'all follow his other stuff, one of my dogs has been on your videos there. Yeah. Enzo, we put his old food down, and then we put the Team Dog food down, and that dude picked apart, never touched his old food. Yeah. All he wanted was that. And it's still to this day, sometimes they get that new smell, and it's been, 6-7 months now. Yeah. And every time I open to feed them new food, they're running at it. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I get out the snacks, the treats, and that's the best training I've ever had. Is I get those out, and they run to wherever they know they're got to be to get that. Yeah. And it's without telling them. I haven't trained them that way. Yeah. Now, if I go get one of the ones we get from the other pet stores and I get it out, they look at me like, bitch. And that's not kissing his ass. Some of y'all say I'm a yes man, but I would say I'm a pretty big critic. I'll send him a picture, say, bro, my box came in fucked up. Yeah. I'm gonna go leave you a bad Google review.
Yeah, no, I mean we've had, I appreciate it. We've had a crazy feedback, crazy good feedback from it, where it's just it's been incredible how well received it's been. But I always appreciate and want honest feedback. If there is an issue, I for sure want to know about it. But up to date, the only couple of issues I've ever seen is people saying, my dog had loose stool on it, which in every instance that I've seen that happen, it's because they've overfed the dog. And I will say that with all of the formulas, even the 2620, I would feed about 2/3 of the volume that you were feeding of whatever you're switching from to avoid that, because it is very nutrient dense and there's not any bullshit in it. So they don't need as much food as every other brand that I've tried. So if you're feeding them, 4 cups, I'd do 3 or even, just shy of 3 even, but because it is very, very heavy that way, in a good way. But
yeah, and sometimes people just switch without transitioning them.
Yeah, and I mean, most dogs should be able to tolerate that. If you do have a dog with a sensitive stomach, then I'd half and half it for a few days and then make the switch. But it's one thing I see as a recommendation that I think is a little overkill again. And if you've got a dog, and I have seen dogs that, like, if you give them a speck of anything that they're not used to eating, they get watery diarrhea and it fucks them all up. But
that's how that one I got is.
Yeah, and that sucks. So in that case, yes. But I mean, most dogs, if they have a normal digestive system, it shouldn't be a problem to just switch them straight over. Like I said, just don't give them too much. But
and some of you guys don't realize, because you're not on there, and this ain't going to be a full infomercial for the product, but some of the percentage or something goes to the Warrior Dog Foundation.
Yeah, right? Yep. There's a portion of proceeds from every single bag that actually go to help support the Warrior Dog Foundation dog. So not only are you doing right by your dog, you're supporting the foundation as well. So that was our goal with it.
Yeah. So there you go. Now let's get back into talking about some fucked up shit. Have you watched any porn? No, I'm just kidding. So today I was. I'm looking at either selling a car I have right now, and basically my wife took my car, my daily driver, motherfucker, and her car. I'm gonna get rid of it, either sell it outright and find me something smaller to daily drive. Well, I was looking at the new Raptor. While the tech in there is badass, the motherfucker's got the same horsepower as the one you had.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of
Yeah, the engine I don't think has been updated at all. I mean, they probably have tweaked some of the tuning maybe. I do know that it does have a much better suspension.
and a better exhaust.
And a better exhaust. So, I don't know if that's worth it or not. I do know that, and I don't know if you have to spec it out or if they come with it I don't know how it works, but they are offering the smaller generator package in there as well, 2,300 watt, I think. But
both the ones I was looking at, and I found they're a good price, same as the last one, 78,000 or whatever. So the dealer marks them up, damn near $100,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wouldn't. I'll pay over sticker for certain things, and it's damn sure not a truck I'm driving every day.
Yeah,
it's not a Raptor. It's not a TRX. It's not a Camaro.
Yeah, it's not a fucking Hellcat.
No, it's
I'm not GT 500.
I'm not paying over sticker for those. I'll pay it for an exotic that's a rare car or a supercar that's rare, super hard to get.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If you pay over for a TRX or a Raptor right now, which Raptors do, I would say out of all of them, hold their value as rarity better than the others. But let's say the everyday car, the F-150s, even the TRXs, I think are going to do it. Once all this shit catches back up with the chips, all these that y'all paid $10,000 or $15,000 over sticker, there's going to be these things called rebates again. And once those rebates kick in, you are now $25,000 upside down, not counting the shit it's losing every day for you driving it around.
Yeah, I mean, on the Raptor, I'm not sure if that'll happen or not.
I don't think
know
on that one.
Yeah, I mean, on that specific one, I had a 2017 that I put 30 or 40,000 miles on, and then the 2020 that I updated it with, and in both instances, the first dealer I got them from two different dealers, but in both cases, they, even at that point, this was with no chip shortage whatsoever. That was the case. Like they weren't going for anywhere under sticker. I think the first one I paid $5 over for, and then the second one I think I actually got at sticker because I know the dealership. Shout out to that dealership, but they at least gave it to me for sticker. But in most cases, they were still even then going for above. And again, I mean, I sold mine for over what I paid for it. Just I wasn't even planning on selling it, but when they offered that, I was like, well, fuck, I'd be dumb not to, But because I had 52,000 miles on it, I was 2 years old, and they offered me basically $5,000 over what I paid for it. It's like, well, fuck that,
Yeah, you'd be stupid not to.
But
the Raptor has always, I mean, since its inception, it's been a good car for value.
Yeah. And there's been some of that exclusivity, or it's sought after enough to where they've been charging over sticker on it pretty much since it came out, and there's not a lot of them. I don't know that they limit production, but there isn't a ton of them out there.
Yeah, but the TRXs are getting to be shit. I saw 5 of them today.
Yeah. I've seen more TRXs than new Raptors by a lot.
I've only seen one new Raptor, and it was the day I told you I saw it, because I think I asked you what the fuck's a 37, and you were like, I don't know, and I went and looked, and it's a package.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker had it on there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, I still personally wouldn't, which I bought a Raptor before, and I think I paid sticker, but I had to go to fucking Kansas to get it.
Yeah.
That's how much I don't want to pay fucking over sticker for a regular car.
Yeah.
And it's still not a regular truck. I mean, I would say probably one of the best suspensions for an everyday vehicle you could get. But I'm looking at some other stuff now. I was looking at the AT4 Yukon.
Yeah, that thing's awesome. It's expensive as fuck, though.
I can get it at sticker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's
even then, still though, was it like fucking $80,000?
Shit, it's cheaper than what I'd be getting rid of by about $20,000. So, in that case, it looks good. Plus the room. Hell, looking at it, it's damn near a truck with a camper shell on it.
Yeah.
And I don't need a ton of room.
Yeah.
And if I needed a truck, I mean, I'd come kidnap your shit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you could fit. Hell, we could have fit that deal we went and picked up in your truck in the back of that. Lay the seats down.
Yeah.
And you're good to go. But it's a good price. So I'm looking at that or a Denali. I was looking really hard at the trimmers, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't buy that." And I was telling Zohan, I was like, "Me and Mike have two of the same bikes, different colors. We have the same car now, different color. We used to have the same SUV too, different color, and then we'd have the same truck."
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, we got good taste.
Yeah, if it's good shit.
Yeah.
You know.
We've had the same Ferrari.
I know it.
But
fucking nuts.
There's a lot of good cars out there. So I guess my synopsis here is be careful what you're buying. There are dealers out there who are still honoring sticker. And yeah, you're not getting rebates. There are some people, especially if you're military police, that are giving rebates.
Yeah.
And so look around. Don't pay $10,000 over sticker for a fucking TRX, a fucking Charger, a fucking Corvette. You people buying these Corvettes over fucking sticker on crack.
Yeah. GT500, same thing. I mean, those ones when you were looking at them for a second were, 10, 15, 20 over.
Yeah. And fuck, my banker laughed at me.
Yeah.
He don't do that. When I call him like, "Hey, bro, I want this car," and I just send it to him.
Yeah.
Usually they're like, "Oh, okay, cool. We can make it work." You know, you're upside down because you're on my dailies. You're upside down. Give them $2,000 and be at this percentage I want. He looked at that fucking GT500 and he's like, "Nah, motherfucker." I was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "That shit's so fucked up." He said, "In the used market, they're already screwed."
Yeah.
He said, "And once all this shit gets back, we're not doing that."
Yeah.
Versus, here's for instance, a Porsche. Every Porsche right now is going over sticker.
Yeah.
Every fucking one of them.
Yeah.
Except for the SUVs. I think they're still at sticker, except for the higher end ones like the turbos.
I mean, even them, the one that I got was sticker.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay, so the SUVs are sticker, but I know every 911 right now is. Almost all the 718s are.
Yeah, everything but the SUVs. You're going to pay more than sticker.
And guess what? They're holding it, and banks are fucking not batting an eye at giving you whatever they're asking over for it.
Yep.
That's one of those cars that they shouldn't even have a fucking window sticker. Them, like Ferraris. But that's what makes it exotic. That's what makes it a supercar, is the fact that your bankers are not like, "Bitch, they want 10 over for that. Fuck that car."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's not very many of them, and they're just so well made, you know? So, yeah, I mean, they're highly sought after.
Yeah. But yeah, we both have them. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this weekend we went to
had our own car meet.
Yeah, we had our own car meet. It was a damn good time too. And then we ended up meeting another dude who said Audi correctly, and it was annoying. Did you notice that?
It said what?
When he pulled up. So Audi is actually Audi.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see
Yeah,
it.
so when he pulls up, he's like, "Do y'all mind if I park my Audi next to you guys?" I want to slap the fuck out that dude. And then he got out of the car. "I love this car. I love how they make it look like $170,000 car, but it's not." Bitch, you're Audi slow. No, but we had a good time. I'm going to give Zohan a deal. We got a couple good runs in. What was this one? Do you remember the one you sent me the video on? Was that the 100 to? Were we under 100 on that one?
To start out?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so this was a good run, and you get to really see the 911 takes off very well, and then it starts getting starts getting ate up a little bit.
Well, I think the big thing that is the contributing factor to the way that went is that just like against motorcycles and everything else that I've ever experienced with the Piste is it's the one car that I've never driven anything else like it or ridden in it, what have you, that handles speed so well, not just from a drivability standpoint, but also from an aero standpoint. Now, I'll throw an asterisk in there that I know that McLaren does an even better job of aerodynamics than Ferrari, but I think Ferrari is a close second. And it's just between it being 400 or 500 pounds lighter, coupled with the aerodynamics and the venting of that car, and then the tertiary thing that I would throw on there is that it has an ability to drive and ride over, I'll use the European term, tarmac, fucking road, that's maybe not super favorable to highly tuned, tight suspension cars, and do very well on it, better than anything else. Like, you can drive it faster over shit that's not that great, better than you can every other car I've driven. You can drive that car 170, 180, 190, 200 over some pretty treacherous shit that on a motorcycle or any other supercar I've ever been in, you just can't really go that fast over it,
Yeah.
And so when you combine all of those things, and I do think, the turbos are bigger. It's a V8. Once it gets going, it's very responsive, but once it gets going and the faster you get going, the more success that car has against everything. It gets better the faster you go, really against everything. So, it's neat in that video is that you see that, the initial punch, like fucking 911 lurches forward and then it fucking evens out and then the piece starts to fucking, walk away a little bit, but it's still very close. And to know that they're both that good is pretty awesome,
Yeah. So Zohan, don't do the whole video, only half.
Okay.
The first half. No, I'm just kidding. The whole video. Yeah, it's a very good car. And I had someone with me that I couldn't go very fast over bumps. But it had that warning light. It was a trip that, what I tell you, I told you that day what it was. Comfort suspension.
disabled.
Yeah. And this was high 3 digits when I looked down.
Yeah.
It was a high speed. And we hit a little dip.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, and it definitely gave me some feedback.
Yeah.
But the car is still, I would still say, better than the GTR Pro all day long.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking good. I want to try it now that switch the tires out.
Yeah.
And I did the filters. I don't think the filters are going to do that. I mean, it's going to do some.
Yeah.
Because the filters, there's a huge difference in the size.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we did that, and I'm not going to tell you fuck sticks where we went because some of y'all listen to the show and you're local, and then y'all be trying to come hang out with us when we're there because it may be the new spot.
Yeah.
The food was badass.
Yeah, it was really good. And it was a good driving distance where we got a good drive in. There was still a lot of traffic, but it was fun, and that's what it's all about. It's driving and experiencing the cars, having a good time with them.
Yeah, now on the way back, I was trying to learn some shit on the car. So I did how we would casually drive to a show or an event. And it was, you're still triple digits, but not pushing it like we normally do. And playing with the car, learning a lot about the car. And then last night I went and learned, went on the forums. A lot of people set up their individual and they set no aero with Super Sport or Sport Plus. Is it Sport Plus?
Yeah.
Sport Plus, sport suspension, and no aero. And that's it's supposed to be its fastest.
So the wing down?
Wing down.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Huh. But what I did learn, and I told you this, straight line, wing down, it's quicker. But when we're doing our normal having fun, really fucking doing shit, not trying to race each other, but just fucking around, wing up, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's so planted to the ground. Fuck, it's fun.
No, it's an amazing car. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, like I was saying, in that environment, even tuned, yes, the piste is just a little quicker. Mm-hmm. But there's not much you can do to the piste to make it any faster than it is. I mean, there really aren't any options, especially given the fact that like the only two that I know of, I mean, M Engineering has a piste to tune. And Novatech has one, and they both advertise that it bumps it up about 90 horsepower, which would for sure be noticeable if that's accurate. But what I can tell you is that while you'd probably see a couple of tenths, maybe three or 4 tenths, maybe you probably get it down into maybe the mid 5s if you have good tires and favorable conditions and all that for a 60 to 130. if it's actually giving it an extra 80 or 90 horsepower. But the where I think it would ruin it is around town, because it's already too much power for a rear wheel drive car that is as light as it is. It already gets squirrely, even in fucking sport, like not even in race or God forbid ESC off or all the way off. I mean, it's it already, especially just in the little bit of cooler weather we have. I mean, it's very, very noticeably slippery or driving that fucking thing around. I mean, when you jump on it, the back end just breaks loose and gets all over the fucking place, you know? And so, I mean, to me, like, I wouldn't want to add another 80 or 90 horsepower to that, even if, yes, it's getting you down into maybe the mid fives for a 60 to 130 pull. It would make it almost undrivable around town, because it's already almost that way. You know, if you really get on it, I mean, you have to moderate yourself to a certain extent, or it just doesn't go anywhere. It slides all over the place, and you know, while that's fun, like you're not racing anybody if you're sliding all over the fucking place. So my point in that is that, you know, with a 911, like, there's a couple little things that don't cost much that you can add to that don't fuck with the drivability, that don't make it less reliable, that you know, aren't going to fucking ruin your engine, that will make it quite a bit faster than the Pista, you know. So both still great cars, still fun, but you know, it's really the only performance metric where the Pista is still a little bit faster car is in that, you know, you're at least at 70, 80 miles an hour. You know, anything below that, the 911 is going to walk all over it. You know, and so it's got one area where it's still a little quicker, but anything around town or slower speeds or whatever, the 911 is absolutely going to crush it. But
yeah, 911's a great car.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Zohan, you got any questions?
What do you guys think about the Toyota Sienna? No, I have nothing. I'm just fucking around.
I will stab you in the motherfucking neck. You come at me with that motherfucking Toyota Sienna bullshit again.
I drive an Avalon, man. The coolest thing I've ever been in is probably your Porsche. Or I was in an Aventador this weekend, but I still enjoyed the Porsche a lot more.
Aventadors are slow pieces of shit.
I mean, by comparison, for the for kind of the name and ooh and ah factor that they have, you know, and what they cost, they're, in my opinion, quite a bit overrated. They do sound awesome.
They sound phenomenal.
I'd still take an 812 every fucking time over that. If I'm going for a V12 that sounds good, I'm taking the 812 every time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know, but not to take anything away from the Aventador in that department, credit where it's due. It's a good car, but it's not a great car, and it does not justify the wow factor that it has, and damn sure doesn't justify the price, in my opinion.
So, someone you know has got one. Just got one.
Is that the non-advice taken motherfucker?
No. No. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, there's someone in California that we have some kind of issue with.
Oh, I got you.
Motherfucker's already broke down 5 times on a wrecker, and he's only had it 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, and it's an SVJ.
Yeah.
It's a top-of-the-line fucking car.
Yeah.
And everybody I know that's had them, they're overheating. They don't run worth of shit. They slip in the... It's like, holy shit.
I've never driven one.
I haven't either.
But I've been in one, and I will say just being in one makes me not like it because of how just god-awfully atrocious the visibility is. I mean, it is dangerously bad. You can see nothing out the rear and the front because it's so fucking angled. It makes it feel like it's about fucking 7-8 inches of visibility top to bottom, you know, like you can see almost nothing out of it. And I would never have one, you know, and to put, you know, that category of really good track car, similar horsepower, like, you know, the GT2 RS, the Aventador SVJ, and the Pista and the McLaren 720S are all kind of that, you know, the 4 horsemen of that segment or whatever that are all pretty similar. And the Aventador by far is the least well performing car out of those 4, with the exception of the Nürburgring, which again, not to take anything away from it. I also think there's some things that were done to make that as good as it was that weren't done on the other cars. Maybe the Porsche, but the 720 and the Pista were stock fucking cars on shitty stock tires, and I mean, they didn't. As an example, like it was Sport Cup 2s that the Pista used on that, not even the Sport Cup 2Rs, which I would bet that the difference between those two tires, it would have been down in probably 650.
Yeah.
You know, not just a couple of seconds. I mean, I'd say 10 or 12 seconds faster.
Oh, yeah. It's that much better.
You know, but, and if you were to take a Ferrari driver, you know, that's their fucking car, you know, you could probably get down into the 640s on the right tires with the right driver with that thing, probably. But,
yeah,
you know, that's all speculative. Doesn't matter. My point is that in that price range, whatever, like, I would take any of those other cars over it, and I would even take a 765 LT over that, you know, by far, because they're about the same price, you know, five to 600,000 or so, you know, which to me that's a lot for what you're not getting out of that car. But
see, and I would be a bitch and wouldn't buy any of those for that price. I'd get a motherfucking 812.
Yeah, I mean, I'd get if I was going to spend up in the, you know, 5.5 to, you know, 700, I'd just get an SF90 probably. But
fuck yeah.
But I wouldn't though, because I still don't think it's as fun to drive even as fast as it is.
We may know here really soon.
Is that right? I just can't get. Is it Alan that has one? Or do you not want to say that? You want to blur
No,
that?
yeah, I don't care.
I mean, to me, the big thing that I want to know from him, if he's willing to do it, is when it's in qualify mode, how long does that last?
Oh, he's going to let us know.
You know,
'cause I asked him.
Yeah, and you know, in whatever the new fucking drive mode is, that's one step below that. I don't know if it's race or what, but whatever it is that how does that compare legit performance wise? Not how does it feel, like draggy data, like, you know, 60 to 130 time, what quarter mile time, what is the difference between qualify and the mode below it where you're not going to run out of battery juice when you're pushing it, you know, because to me that just ruins the car, because if you're getting 10 minutes or less, that's not enough time to go from here to wherever we're going every fucking time to be able to push it the way you want to push it. And if you can't do that, it's like petting a cat, Zohan. What's the fucking point?
Yeah. Yeah. Some of you guys don't understand. Some of y'all that listen have seen the way we drive, and we legit push the shit out of our cars. We find their limits and push them to it every fucking time we're in them, I would say.
Yeah.
Hell, I left the gas station today. When I got home, I had 20 miles from Saturday, 20 miles to empty. I got the tires changed, went to get gas. Right out of the gas station, fucking gunned it at that light, fucking launched off. Yeah. I had to get all the sticky stuff off from the tires.
I know it.
But that motherfucker's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, shit's popping off pretty good these days, fellas. I was going to do some viewer questions and stuff, but no, we're going to do that next time. So if you're not a Patreon, go join Patreon and ask questions. I'm going to get into the questions next time. This time, we're only sticking to an hour. You don't have anything else, do you? We're only doing an hour this time. Why? Because fuck y'all.
Because Mike was late and fuck everybody.
Yeah, Mike was late and fuck everybody. That, and I'm tired from fucking taking apart the car earlier and listening to Zohan fucking crying. He ain't ever watched Dave Chappelle. Who the fuck ain't ever watched Dave Chappelle?
Now his feelings are hurt. Zohan, you got anything? Anything else?
No, I think I'm solid. I was scrolling through Instagram and saw a picture of my ex, so I'm all fucked up too, but...
You what?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Some chick that didn't take his virginity, he's our...
No.
I didn't understand what you said. Can you repeat it?
Oh, no, I just said that I was scrolling through Instagram as you guys were talking about cars, and I was just like, I saw a picture of my ex, and I was like, oh, fuck, never mind.
Is she hot?
Objectively, yes, but she also cheated on me, so...
Have you ever seen any naked pictures of her?
No.
You want to?
Also, I'm glad that you're checking out Instagram while you're producing our show. That's
no, I was just kidding.
Yeah, sure you were.
No, she texted me like 2 nights ago, and I was like, "What is going on?" I blocked her.
Be on there while we're paying you, dickhead. This generation just don't get when not to talk.
It's the lack of social cues experience with.
I mean,
texting.
let me just. I'm gonna scroll Instagram real quick. I'm gonna go to my personal Instagram. Hey, congratulations, you're top.
Is that right?
Yeah, look at you go.
What's that from?
I don't know, 3 hours ago. So normally, guys, my Instagram looks like nothing but titties and ass. But of course, right now I was gonna show the camera, and it's nothing but Porsches. Literally nothing but Porsches.
That's fucking awesome.
But it's usually tits and ass. And this is the difference between my generation and his generation. I could be sitting here looking at tits and ass, and my wife be talking about, what are you looking at? This is an email from Mike had emailed me about some stuff, so I'm just reading what it says. I'm looking at tits and ass.
Looking at titties.
Yeah.
Let's see what mine.
That generation? No.
Guess what mine is? I want to hear this. What
Fucking
do you
dudes.
guys think my feed is? If I were to,
Holy
I'm going to
shit.
pull it up right now.
Well,
I'm gonna show
everybody
the
thinks
camera.
all white guys are race. I bang the
That's-
shit out of that black chick. She hot as hell.
What do I think yours is, Zohan?
Yes. What do you think?
I'm going to say computers and games
And dick.
and and male fitness models.
Yeah.
Mine has nothing. It's a black
Really?
fucking screen.
Are you not on to the Wi-Fi here?
I am, but it's not. Nothing's pulling up.
We got to get you a different service.
It's this is sad because Mike is on the dot right. It's cameras, a little bit of video games, computers, and movies.
Shirtless dudes,
Shirtless dude.
oiled up,
That's quite
no
sad.
hair.
And then
shirtless
there's some Formula One mixed up in
All
there.
thunder from down under. Shit on Rohan shit.
You like those Aussie boys, don't you? You got posters of Chris Hemsworth hanging up in your room?
No, I don't. I don't
So-
at all.
For you guys that got to the hour mark with us, I have homework for you, guys and girls, or guys and bitches, or bitches and hoes. All y'all. Check it out. Here's what I want you to do. Once you go watch the new Dave Chappelle special, come back and let us know what you think about it. And I'm not trying to hype his numbers or nothing. I want your honest feedback. Watch the whole thing. Don't get offended when he talks about,
Your mom.
your mom. He drops the N-word a lot, so don't freak out. He is black. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's okay. Go do that, and then do what we just did. Go to your Instagram, hit the search icon at the bottom, and let us know what the first 3 main things you see on your Instagram. I'm really interested to.
Yeah.
I know what Brandon's is going to be.
Fucking memes.
Yeah, fucking memes and more memes, and then fucking shirt designs.
Yeah.
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 So-
Yeah. Zohan, who's your favorite Avenger?
Favorite Avenger?
Yeah.
Mine would have to be Iron Man.
Is that right?
Mine's
Yep,
a Black
Iron Man.
Widow, you fuck.
No, Iron Man is the fucking coolest Avenger
Well, he's
by
dead.
far. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
What about you, Michael? Who's your favorite Avenger?
All of them. I like all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is Black Widow.
I'm a Marvel nerd, so don't get me started talking about this shit.
Is that right?
I won't stop. Yeah, that and Star Wars. Holy fuck.
My favorite,
I'm not surprised.
Justice League, Wonder Woman.
Oh hell yeah.
Can't beat that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell,
Old or new.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Either
She's
fucking
hot.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Star Wars.
Natalie Portman in Star Wars.
Yeah, but
That's-
when she was
Yeah,
legal.
but the old school Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, back in her day when she's
back in her prime.
all chained up next to Jabba the Hutt.
yeah.
She's the OG Star Wars hottie.
Yeah.
Well, it was for my generation at least. It was Natalie Portman. Holy crap.
Yeah. You
I
all right? You
swear.
all right over there,
She's
Zohan?
still hot. What was fucked up though, because you remember the movie The Professional? Did you ever watch that?
I don't know if I've seen it or not.
It's the dude who fucking he ends up taking in this little girl, and he's a professional hitman. And people are looking for the little girl, so he takes her in, and all he gives a fuck about is his little pot and fucking killing everybody. It's like Taken before Taken was cool.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But that was Natalie Portnoy back. That's the little girl.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, holy fuck, now I'm old. Now I'm a perverted motherfucker.
Dude.
Yeah, so you really got to watch your shit when you get older.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So, what is that one kind of person or female where it's like you guys would get like completely phased by like holy shit, like it's actually this person, like I'm freaking out.
Not a single fucking one of them. Not one.
Not one. Nice.
No. Hell no.
No. I mean, man, there's some pretty hot ass women out there. I'm telling you right now, if you'd actually get past your computer and go out in the world, hell, look past your camera at some of these car meets. There is some hot bitches out there, and I'm not fucking.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about being like legit starstruck.
Yeah, legitimately, like, or even like, oh my god, you know, like, wow, it's actually her. I need to meet this person.
Yeah, no, nobody fits that fucking bill.
No, Kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah,
the real one.
The real one.
The real Kit.
You
even know what that is?
He has no idea.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fucking car. It's not a chick. Yeah. No, because like Megan Fox, that bitch is hot, but she got fucked up thumbs.
I actually met Megan Fox.
Did you?
Yep. Back during the first Transformers. Here's a fun fact.
Are you for real?
All right, so I met her during the first filming, or the filming of the first Transformers, because I was in it. I was a SEAL instructor at the time, and a number of us went up there and were either extras or, you know, had certain one-off roles or whatever. But the only scene that I was in that actually made it in the movie was when that group of Sector 7 assholes has Bumblebee surrounded with the fucking gas guns or whatever. I'm one of those assholes.
I'm going around watching that shit now.
Yeah. So there you have it.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, I met her and Josh Duhamel and you know, Michael Bay and all of them.
You've met Michael
Josh is supposed
Bay?
to be pretty cool.
Josh is really cool. It was neat because, you know, there was like I said, like 8 or 9 of us fucking team guys that were up there, and, you know, all like combat vets and grizzly old fucks and whatever. And, you know, most of the people in Hollywood are kind of all the same way. They're a little on the pretentious side, but, you know, he's a good old boy from fucking North Dakota. And like, you know, we're all sitting around dipping and whatever. He's like, hey, can I bum a fucking dip? And like, you know, he's dipping Copenhagen and crawling under the fucking bus to take a nap, you know, like he was just totally like one of the fucking dudes, you know.
Yeah.
You can tell he was legitimately that way. Like he wasn't just trying to fit in. I mean, he just seemed like a really solid fucking dude. But yeah, true story.
Yeah, now I got to go watch that so I can fucking and then
Try to figure
highlight
out,
it.
Try to figure out which one's me.
I know damn well there ain't no beard on your head on that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I was on active duty. I couldn't have a beard then, so
Yeah.
none of us had them. But
So it's like the picture I made fun of the other day. I wasn't making fun of the actual picture you're on because it's the picture of the coal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you look old as fuck.
Yeah, you look
Well, I was
older.
thinking about it. I'm actually right at twice my age.
Then from now.
Yeah, I'm twice as old. So
It's still eerie because I've heard the story.
yeah,
I think it was on Sean Ryan
yeah,
of you on the coal and some of the shit. And then seeing that picture brought back the story of you telling it. And it's
Yeah.
like, holy fuck.
yeah. It was a surreal experience, no doubt about it. What's one thing? I don't know if I mentioned it on that show. Did I talk about talking to my dad on a fucking sat phone? Yeah. I won't tell that tired ass story. If you want to hear it, go listen to Sean's show. But yeah, it was a fucking.
That's actually how I found out more about Mike's military career because we don't really talk about the shit unless I'm sitting around and it just comes up. But
Yeah.
I've never asked you shit about it. And it's not that he wouldn't tell me. It's just
Yeah.
that ain't why we hang out. We hang out for cars, bitches, and cocaine. And not in that order.
Yeah. All at the same time.
Yeah, all at the same time while driving. Zohan, you good?
I think I'm good. I'm still completely like blown away that you've met Michael Bay. Like I'm gonna.
God
I'm a nerd
forbid
for
you
that
took
shit,
over
but-
a fucking castle before.
Yeah, and I also didn't give a fuck when I met all of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I
still
mean, you know,
impressed by
like,
taking
I'm
over
not-
the castle.
what's that?
The castle is cool to me, not the
Yeah.
fucking Michael Bay.
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, they're all, to me, like nobody fits the bill on that list. It's like, I you know, I'm not going to overvalue anybody over anybody else to that degree. Like everybody is a fucking human being and everybody has their own quirks and things about them. Obviously some people are super talented and really famous, but I don't give a fuck, you know, and I'm not going to put anybody on a pedestal that way. Because I think it's counterproductive. But
I'd like to meet Ryan Reynolds and talk shit with him for a while.
That would be pretty cool.
I bet he's funny as fuck in real life.
he seems like it would be. Like him and Vince Vaughn both seem like dudes that'd be fun to fucking
just
have a beer with.
Just
but
bullshit with, yeah.
The
I'd
only
actually have to drink for that one.
the only person that I would be genuinely like I would somewhat get lightheaded meeting them would be Steve Jobs. That's the only person that I would genuinely be like, holy shit.
I don't know how you'd pull that off.
Yeah, he's very much so dead, but it's okay.
We could help you see him faster if you keep looking at Instagram while we're paying you. Don't make that come
No,
true.
that's just been on my mind.
A lot
X.
quicker. Okay, guys, make sure to check us out everywhere. We're fucking everywhere. We're all in your head, bitch. All right, and those of you motherfuckers crying about shirts and fucking shit, we make the shirts, and only one motherfucker ordered a coffee cup.
Is that right?
Yeah, like 8 people. I'd order a fuck stick shirt, blah, blah, blah. Brandon busts his ass to make it. Ain't none of these fuckers ordered one.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, I'm about to stop dealing with that shit. All right, that's it. Peace, bitches.